Retail Management, Masters of Commerce, 4th semester, Mangalore University, Session 15. Strategic Retail Planning. In this session, you're going to learn about the retail franchising. Learning objective to understand about the retail franchising. Session outcome the students will be enlightened about the franchising practices in India. Introduction to franchising. Franchising is a format of business that is used extensively in retailing. Large retail companies often use this technique to scale their geographical presence through partner organizations that are given franchise rights to run the organization's business in their name and style. The large organization becomes the franchisor and gets a sum of money or a fraction of the income that the business partner organization, that is a franchisee, generates from operating such franchised business. In the case of startup business, the franchisor often protects the interest of franchisee by providing guarantee of a specified minimum income. Thus, franchising is a strategic alliance between the groups of the people who have specific relationships and responsibilities with the common goal of dominating the markets and getting and keeping more customers than their competitors. Globally, franchised businesses generated as an estimated $1 trillion in income, roughly 10 times the size of India's current GDP. Franchising also results in increased employment, earnings, and entrepreneurship. It is a particularly good development tool in countries where financial resources are inadequate and the need to stimulate individual initiative is acute. Franchising helps promote sharing of technology, trademarks, marketing techniques, intellectual property, and business design rights. It also has the effect of creating relationships between one economy and another, thereby benefiting the developing countries or nations shifting to a market economy. In fact, franchising has two beneficial aspects. The first is for the franchisee, for which it reduces the risk since the business is operated with a proven know how and the brand of the franchisor. The other benefit accrues to the franchisor is that he is utilizing the franchisee's financial and physical resources to expand his business. In short, retail franchising leads to development of a network of interdependent entities that allows many to share a specific retail brand and best practices associated with it. Franchising in India. The modern era of franchising began in 1950s when Ray Kroc, a salesman, first discovered a California drive-in restaurant operated by the McDonald brothers. Impressed by the crowded parking lot and the tasty French fries, Kroc bought the rights to franchise the business and went on to build one of the most successful companies in the history of American business, McDonald's. And he did it through franchising. The success stories are endless. McDonald's, Burger King, HFS Midas, Culligan, Century 21, Singer Saving Machine, Kentucky's Fried Chicken, Subway, Coca Cola are only a few of the most visible international examples of franchising today. Today, doctors and dentists, opticians, attorneys, accountants, salespeople, and most other types of operations are profiting from expansion via the franchise method. Franchising as a way to expand retailing came to India only in early 90s. In contrast to the US experience where franchising it was initially popularized by the fast food industry. In India, the IT education companies like NIIT and AppTech put franchising on a growth trajectory. In recent years, there has been a huge influx of foreign brands into the country since India is viewed as an ideal place for new business ventures. rapid changes in consumer attitudes in the country, despite the fact that many people live in villages and have limited purchasing power, have encouraged many global brands to set up the shop in India. The country also has a large and growing middle class with a growing disposable income and a significant number of wealthy consumers. Franchising allows India to build its retail infrastructure and develop its domestically oriented businesses in a way that is efficient and profitable for the national economy. The Indian franchise economy currently accounts to for more than 5% of the country's GDP, with organized Indian retail franchise market estimated at approximately rupees 4000 sorry 450 crores, that is equivalent to 1 billion US dollars. Franchising is expected to spur the growth of the economy because it encourages private enterprise. It also reduces the risk of flight of capital while offering the potential to deliver products and services that meet global standards. Franchising also offers the growing band of small entrepreneurs in the country an opportunity to realize their dreams with lower risk and capital outlay. However, despite repeated attempts by industry experts to persuade the policy makers to allow the foreign direct investment in multi brand retail operations have failed. There has been rigorous opposition from small time traders and shopkeepers. This is because they fear that the organized techniques and the financial muscle of large foreign retail companies would drive them out of business. The powerful trading community has raised the specter of large scale unemployment to deter the government from permitting 100% FDI in retailing. Consequently, foreigner retailers have established their presence in the Indian retail landscape through franchising arrangements. Types of retail franchising. In today's retail, two kinds of franchising arrangements are in vogue. The first one is a business format franchising. The second one is a product trade name franchising. The first, let us discuss about the product trade name franchising. In such franchise agreements, the franchisee gets the right to use the trade names, trademark, or products from the franchisor. For example, Arrow, Scullers, Tommy Hilfiger, Disney are the brands franchised in India. Walt Disney has been successful in having its label on all kinds of goods for children like clothing, toys, and school equipment. The second is a business format franchising. In this type of franchise agreement, the franchisee acquires the right to use a format of conducting business and the best practices associated with it. These include a typical set of product and services that are sold under the franchisor's trade name and trademark. In India's business format franchising is done in the case of McDonald's, Bata, KFC, etc. Such franchises maintain the styling and design aspects determined by the franchisor in their retail environments, right from store design to service standards to deliveries. There are also a whole host of local franchises from India that have become well known. One example is Jet King, the computer hardware training institution. They have been able to establish a pan North India presence through 40 franchises. Another example is Coffee Day, which has more than 1,752 Cafe Coffee Days outlets all over India. McDonald's, one of the best examples of business format franchising. Many familiar fast food outlets and training institutes fall into this category. Franchising as a format of retail expansion is not new to India. It is estimated that there are over 1,000 national and regional franchises spread across the sectors like education, retail, professional services, and healthcare, among others. The number of franchises is approximately the number of franchises is approximately 40,000 with their combined annual turnover ranging between 8,000 to 10,000 crores. Investments are believed to be rupees 5,000 crore and rupees 3 over 3 lakh people are employed in this business. The franchise showrooms of various ready-made garments manufacturers like Arvind, Madhura Garments, Color Plus, etc., and Titan are perhaps the most visible successes of franchising in India. The next wave belonged to the computer education and training centers fueled by the IT boom. The successful examples include Aptech and NIIT. One of the pioneers in this field in the area of beauty and personal care products has been Shehnaz Hussain. Today, the chain of Shehnaz Hussain parlors has more than 400 clinics in India and abroad. Types of franchise agreements. The following section let us discuss about the variety of franchise agreements that are popular globally. First one is the direct franchising format. The most elementary arrangement in the direct franchising format, wherein a franchisee is granted the right of franchise by the franchisor under an execution of business contract. The control and monetary aspects of operation rest with the franchisor. Therefore, the singular advantage for the franchisee is that he gets a ready-made and established business format that can be replicated. The converse side of this arrangement is that franchisee is bound to operate within strictly defined operation guidelines and has little room for flexibility or improvisation. The second is a subsidiary franchising. Wherever laws and regulations allow foreign organizations to set up their subsidiaries in India, franchising is done through a subsidiary. The franchisor controls the subsidiary directly. The more important advantage of this approach is that through subsidiary company, the franchisor has a physical presence in the country as body corporate. In this case, the franchise contract can be framed in accordance with domestic contract laws and is subject to the jurisdiction of local courts. Most foreign automobile companies work this way. Franchise rights for retailing and dealerships are given to other entities by the subsidiary office in India, which controls all the processes in retail and distribution. Here, the subsidiary office enters into an agreement with the franchisees. Next is regional or area franchisor or multiple franchising. Here the franchisor offers franchise rights to the franchisee only for a region or for a specific geographical area. There are separate franchises for each region or each area in the country. This kind of arrangement is also known as multiple franchising since more than one franchisee is given the franchise rights for the same brand. One example is McDonald's in India, where franchise rights are given to different organizations in every region. Such agreements offer the franchisee the right to open a multiple outlet according to a predetermined schedule and within a given area. Next is a unit franchisor. The franchisor offers the rights to a franchisee to open and run just one store through an exclusive agreement. This arrangement involves many franchisees. The strength of this format is that each franchisee pays full attention to his store and its performance. In India, Himalaya Ayurveda of Bangalore has adopted the unit franchising method for its Ayurvedic concepts stores. Many Titan watches, the World of Titan stores fall under this category too. Next is the master franchising. In master franchising agreements, the franchise rights or a specific geographical spread is granted to franchisee by the franchisor. Such franchisees are designated as a master franchisee that in turn appoints franchise outlets by itself or appoints the sub franchisees to cover the geographical territory. The legal implications of this format are two sets of agreements. One signed between the franchisor and the master franchisee, and the other between the master franchisee and the sub franchisees. Many footwear store brands are franchised in this fashion. The major advantage of this kind of franchising is the rapid increase in scale following specified standards and processes. Further, since the sub franchises often are familiar with the local market, business viability can be ensured. Franchise operations management. Franchisors own under that first is the franchisor owned and franchisee operated. The franchisor owns or has the property leased so that it is sure of the location for a long term. It allows a franchisee to operate the business for a consideration. The capital investments are made by the franchisor, but the operations are handled by the franchisee that follows the norms and standards agreed upon. Commissions are generally lower in such agreement arrangements. Fuel retailers like HPCL and BPCL operate many of their outlets through such unit franchise or dealer agreements. Second is a franchisee owned and franchisee operated. In this kind of franchise agreement, the franchisee is accountable for the operation as well as all the financial investments. The franchisor provides only the operating guidelines and expertise. The products that are sold through such outlets often bought right outright by the franchisee or sometimes on a consignment basis. Under this mode, the franchise becomes more commissions when compared to the franchisor owned and franchisee operated option. This is the most popular method of running the retail outlets in India. Key success factors in franchising. Over the years, studies have proved that a franchising model is successful only if the prospective franchisor has developed the brand and has tested its goods and services in actual market conditions. Second, the franchisors have gained both brand and operating experiences through the establishment and operation of their own outlets before seeking expansion via franchise methods. The first key success factor is the implementation of the pre tested model. Franchising will yield good results if it is done after creating a brand and testing it for successful operations. Retail organizations should look at establishing a successful company owned and company operated model COCO, company owned and company operated model, before seeking expansion through the franchise route. Second is the transfer of knowledge and inputs by the franchisor. A well known and trusted brand automatically draws the customers. The relevant inputs that a franchisor must provide its franchisees are: first one, operating best practices, be training to personnel, third, store design and layout, fourth, advertising to build the brand, fifth one is various seasonal and value based promotions. In some cases, companies also provide minimum sales guarantee, though these are rare since they reduce the incentives for franchises to sell. Another advantage for franchises is that they have to interact only with one supplier, greatly simplifying business operations. The franchisee is the franchise's face to face customer. At the operating level, it is franchisee that faces the customers. Therefore, it is important that a franchisee conform to established standards and procedures for the store interiors, layout, visual experience, and portfolio of merchandise carried. Any deviation from this may lead to customer dissatisfaction with the brand. Usually, the franchise agreement will specify the guidelines and standards. This is important because by doing so, the entire brand experience gets translated to ultimate customer. It is very important that both franchisor and the franchisee present a single face to the customer to ensure a win win situation for both. Creating a win win situation by reducing risks. In a franchise agreement, both the franchisor and the franchisee must stand to gain. Risks in a franchise agreement can be reduced if both franchisor and franchisee agree to share the investment cost and profit. This ultimately leads the growth of both the franchisee and franchisor. There is larger possibility of failure when a franchisor insists that all costs are to be borne by franchisee while wanting a substantial share of returns. An attitude of ownership and shared responsibilities. Most franchises fall when they do not feel that they really own franchise. This happens because they feel that they are running franchisor's business and it is the franchisor's responsibility to make things happen. It is therefore very important that in a franchise relationship nothing should be left vague. All the responsibility should be clearly defined for both the franchisee and franchisor. Next is a periodic performance review. Periodic performance review are important if a franchisee is to succeed. These periodic reviews highlight the potential areas of concern and enable proactive planning and remedial actions to be taken to eliminate such concerns. Another purpose of such review is to bring out gaps in the deliverables and expectation of either franchisee or franchisor. If any gaps are found, they should be handled with speed and concern. Thank you.